Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going into the pantry. You know, I showed you a little bit last video. I was going to say last week. It wasn't. It was Thursday. I know, the weeks are just going so fast at the moment. If you're new to my channel, I'm Deirdre and I do things to help me design my life and the way I want it to be. And along the way, I hope I can give you tips and tricks and motivation and inspiration to do the same for you the way you want it. Not the way I have it, the way you want it. But the sorts of things I do, so I've just recently downsized, I've done the move, I've decluttered. Did I ever tell everybody, by the way, that, hey, my packing, not one thing was broken, not one. I couldn't believe it. I have to admit, I was seriously impressed, and that was with 2 full moves because it had to go into storage. For those of you who are along for the ride, it had to go into storage for a while and then be moved into the apartment. Nothing was broken, not a single item. That's good packing. I'll take a bow off that one because I did it all. I didn't do the lifting and the shifting. That I left to the men. But yes, I did do the packing. Today, it's all about organising the pantry. And while I've been doing all these other decluttering and organising things, the pantry has just become worse and worse and worse. It doesn't work for me the way it is. The thing is that when I moved, I just sort of put things in and I kept thinking, oh, is this approximately where I had it before? Put it there. This is what I did before. I'll use that. But before doesn't count now because I'm in a smaller space and my pantry is about half the size. It's a very good size for an apartment, but I had a large pantry, much larger than it looked actually, because it had a full depth bench that I could have all of my main appliances out on, which was really good. It had, you know, 2 sets of plugs, everything. It was really good. But this is a good sized pantry. So I'm going to take you now and show you what it's like, and we'll go from there. So from where we were last week in the utility cupboard, this is the kitchen at the moment, and I've got boxes of, I've got the containers, I've got the sink with this hot water that I've just washed the new containers. That's not all of them. This is the food I bought yesterday that I haven't put in, and it's going to fit, but it's just one of those things. I've got more containers over there and more containers here. And this is my little stool that I have to use to get to the top. Do not laugh at me. I am vertically challenged. Right, and there it is. So what you're seeing is that there's very little on the top shelf at all. The second shelf down is quite, you know, it's sort of full of things because I can easily reach that. Hey, even I can easily reach that. And it's got things like spices and things. But there's a lot of dead space in here. All that area here is not being used. And then coming down, this one is the real problem. I mean, I have things like the really tall olive oil, and so it does need space. But having said that, there's space above here, but this is the main deal, and this is what I started out thinking about. These are my lovely old glass jars that I've been using for years, and they're round and they're heavy, and look, just even the lid takes up that much space. So they're going to be repurposed. I have something in mind for them, which I might even show you along the way, but that's the main shelf that I want to be really usable with all the instant reach things. And then you come down to the most accessible shelf, and I've just bunged stuff on here. So I've got some more of these containers. I've got 4 of those if I need them. I stuck things in there yesterday. I've got a little shelf if I need it. We'll see. That's an IKEA shelf. The containers are not IKEA, actually, which is interesting. And then I've got the 2 appliances I thought I would use the most. Now, having said that, I do use this one a lot. That's my food processor, and between that and my mixer, that's what I use. I very rarely have toast. So the toaster, I mean, I'll still keep it in this cupboard, but it can definitely go down. That's my lovely juicer. And then you come down and yeah, all right, look at my bad secret in there. I have potatoes that have sprouts on them, little shoots coming off. And then I have onions over there, and you know, it's not working. Other things sticking here. That's meant to be my cans and jars. It's not working. All the space down here is being taken up by rolls of, you know, wrap and lots of extra Ziploc bags. That's my lunchbox and various bits that go in it, and the baking sheets. Now, of all of that, the baking sheets need to live somewhere, so down there is as good as anywhere. But everything else can actually get resorted. It's all got to come out. These are the containers I bought. I bought 4 boxes, and each one had one of these, so one tall one medium, and one small. Now, they are square, and I haven't got the lids on properly because I've just washed them, and they stack. And so that is $12 here. Now, I'm sure that other parts of the world where you get Amazon, you can probably get it for less, but I doubt it actually. That was a Kmart haul here in Australia, and Kmart is not affiliated with American Kmart. Just uses the same name. So I got 4 boxes. So I have 4 tall, 4 medium, 4 small. And then over here, I got this stacking thing, which I think will be quite useful perhaps for spices and the like. And this is all Kmart, by the way. And I got these, they are 2 magazine holders, but I will lie them down like that, I think, on the top shelf to put the rolls of wrap and the Ziploc bags in. Right, so I'm going to go up and start grabbing things, and I'll just put them on the table. Can you see? I think you can see. I get distracted with my new camera and I look up there because that's where my view screen is, because it's got a flip up screen. So I'm having to remember not to look at me, but look at the things. I know, I'm a bit slow. I'm using method today because I've seen so many cleaning videos where American women and men use this product and this particular scent, which is cucumber. It was on special at the store that I shopped in yesterday, not my normal store. And I gave in to, you know, consumerism. It is nice, I'm not arguing, it's lovely. Smells so fresh. And, you know, I suppose, you know, it was $3 or something because it was on half price as an introductory special. But I don't need it. I knew that as I bought it. There it is, all nice and clean, and it did need a wipe down. But as I say, 4.5 months. I shouldn't have been leaving it off my cleaning schedule. Here is what came out. Doesn't it? It always amazes me. I remember I completely filled up the island when I did it in the declutter of my previous home, and it was a much larger pantry. I thought, oh, this one won't be so bad, but there's quite a lot there. So the next step, I'll put up the light, infrequently used things to the top, and then I'm going to start grouping like with like for cooking, baking, and just eating things that we use, and get it organised. Well, it's done. I'm going to show you how lovely it looks. On the very top, right at the point I said I'd put the infrequently used and lightweight, so paper towels, a cake storage box, a biscuit box that I really like. It's from one of my favourite cookbook ladies, Annabelle Dangbing. And I've got some just biscuits and nice treats. And then the storage of things like the cling wrap and aluminium foil, plus an extra packet of the paper napkins. On the next shelf down, I've got soup mix, I've got some sugars, I've got cranberries and flaked almonds, good couverture chocolate. I'll just pop that back up. So that's rolled oats, And then I've got rice, which I'm almost out of. The two types of flour that are the main use ones, that's plain and self-raising. And yes, I know the difference. Self-raising tastes sort of tingly. If you just dab a finger in it, you can taste it. Then lentils, and then over here I've got ground almonds and polenta. And I've got some pasta sauces and some stock, which fits nicely in there. Coming down the next shelf, I've got some little treats to have with cheese at Christmas time, and the amaretti biscuits that one must have. I've got a couple of big bags of pasta, and the taller pasta box in the back. And this one is almost empty, which is why that one hasn't gone in there, and there's nowhere ready to put another one, and these ones don't break up well, so they get all used at once anyway, so that's fine. Then I used the stacking shelf to put the spices and what's that for me? That's, you know, this is the sort of thing that you put up, that spiced paprika, there's baking powder, you know, there's English mustard, there'll be somewhere in there'll be something else like curry powder, garlic salt, turmeric, you know, the things I reach for. Garlic salt, turmeric. I'll use a lot of cinnamon as it's so healthy. I've got the chicken stock ones, low salt, which I sometimes use to just boost flavour on things. Iodized salt, because we don't get enough iodine these days, and every now and again I'll pop iodized salt and things. Then the various ordinary things like custard powder and corn flour and cocoa, good plain baking cocoa, and chocolate, and these are beautiful. They're muscatel raisins, have with almonds, but they're just there for the meantime. That's just a Christmas treat, because I'd eat them all year round. Then on the next shelf down, so this is sort of the grab it always to go to shelf, so I've got the food processor, fits perfectly in the corner there, and then I use this little IKEA shelf that I had to stack a few other things. So I've got things like refills for my pepper and salt grinders. I've got cranberry jelly, the sauce ready to go. This is nice. This is from the Australian salt. It's beautiful, flaky pink salt. Breast Cancer Awareness Network. It comes from the Murray River, and it's beautiful. It's a lovely salt, and it has a lot of minerals in it. And then I've got just some dukkha, coconut oil, of course, some nutritional yeast, chipotle. This is an interesting sweetener if you want to use sweetener, but you don't want to use sugar. Baking soda, my extremely sophisticated way of keeping things shut in the freezer. Yes, I use pegs. And then over here I've got just the vinegars and fresh olive oil, some balsamic, and this one's nice. This one's a blackberry vinegar. Whoops, come on, there we go. That's really lovely, real treat on salads. And then this is my spreads box. Now, you're allowed to laugh, okay? What's in it? Well, I'm a New Zealander, so it's got Vegemite in it, which is also very Australian, and nobody else in the world can stand it, and we understand that. And then the honey that I'm using at the moment, which is this one, then the next one that I'll use, which is this one, and then the other one I'll use for a treat, which is this one, which is a New Zealand honey and is absolutely beautiful. And then this is actually going to go into the fridge because it has to be refrigerated once it's opened. But this is the best peanut butter I have ever had. It has just got peanuts in it. They're clever New Zealand business in Nelson, in the South Island of New Zealand, and Australian peanuts and Aussie, shipped out to New Zealand, and they do this to it and send it back. Oh man, it's great. No salt, no sugar, and it just tastes so good. So that's the only natural peanut butter I like. So now coming down, what do I have? I've got my drink bottles for bushwalking, which I'm not doing again, of course, now until it's autumn. That's where there is some onions in there, no potatoes obviously because I had to throw those out, and just a couple of boxes with things like dried fruit in them, some extra interesting flours. That's got coconut flour, and that one's got gluten-free. And then coming across here I've got a basket full of canned goods, just the basic stuff like chickpeas to make hummus and lots of diced tomatoes and things like that. I popped the toaster down there because I'm not going to use it much. Then that's my little box full of things like protein shake stuff and my lunchbox, and I managed to get these lined up nicely in that gap. They're my baking sheets and cake tins and things, and yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So overall, I think that I've got quite a lot into that pantry, and it's easy to get at, it's organised, and it's simple. Did you see my new sign? The answer is coffee. Well, it is right now. I'm just about to have one. Well, that's the pantry done. It's the last of the big ones. This will be quite a long video, but it's the last of the really long ones. And we've got 2 weeks before I start doing the Christmas Vlogmas. And I'll be back midweek with another video. Maybe the glass cloche, how to basically decorate with the glass, which of course I love and I use a lot of because of the light. I want the light in my apartment. But let me know if you're interested. A couple of people have said that they would be, so it may be something like that. But there will always be something midweek and Sunday. So if you'd like to subscribe, please do follow along. And there's a playlist of other things I've done along the way. I hope whatever you are doing this week, you're having a lovely time, and I will see you soon. Bye.